Hey, Cabester here, and welcome to a new series I'm about to start, and that is a playthrough of the game called RimWorld by Tynan and Sylvester. Now, the basis of RimWorld is that you're on an unforgiving planet, and you just want to be able to survive until you're able to build a spaceship and leave the planet forever. So, without further ado, let's get started. We're going to do a new colony, and for those who are new, I'm going to start in the most basic game mode, which is crash landed. So pretty much we were on a spaceship beforehand, but it crashed for whatever reason, and only 3 were able to survive. So this scenario we're gonna choose. And once again, for new people, there are 3 different storytellers of the game that pretty much says how the events of the game will play out. First we have Cassandra Classic. She's more of the adventure story kind of person. There's gonna be some time between stuff that happens, but as it keeps on going, it's just gonna get harder and harder. It's gonna keep on pushing steadily. Next we have Phoebe Chillax. So with her, there is a lot of time between everything that happens, but when it does happen, when disasters do happen, it's always just gonna hit really, really hard. And then finally we have Randy Random. Now with him, you have no idea what's going to happen. No matter, you just don't know. So for now, I'm just going to choose a basic, Cassandra Classic. And right now, I'm still trash at the game, so I'm just going to choose medium. In order to make this seem more legit, I'm going to keep it on commitment mode. It pretty much says that I can't reload at all. As the flavor text says, you can only save when quitting the game. Since RimWorld is a story generator, even losing all but one person is not the end of the game. It's part of the story. The game is designed to allow recovery after losses. Playing out these terrible situations makes the story with both tragedy and triumph. It's the way RimWorld was designed to be played. There's a reason Luke Skywalker didn't quit and reload when his family got killed. Loss and recovery is dramatic. I can say with experience that reloading has got me out of a situation that I shouldn't have gotten out of. But now that we've chosen that, now you choose our world. So I'm just gonna click this 1, 2, 3 times. Ooh, blood. An interesting seed, I guess. But we're just going to keep everything on normal. We're going to keep the default of globe coverage at 30%. That means that when the world loads up, we're only going to be able to travel through, like it says, 30% of the planet. So we're going to generate it now. Just going to choose this world. But yeah, be sure to subscribe. Like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell. Please hit the bell. I've had times where people just don't see my videos pop up. So if you could hit the bell, it'd be nice. So, now the world is loaded. So pretty much for people who don't know what's about to happen, this is the world. These are all the little, I guess, icons that show up. So pretty much it just say what kind of tribe. These are just random tribes everywhere, and just tells you what kind of tribe it is. The houses are settlements. The TPs are tribes. And the skull and crossbones are raiders. So when you click on a random part of the map, it'll show this right here in the bottom right corner. Pretty much just tells you the terrain of where you're gonna be. So right now for this it says temperate forest. So the average temperature is around -10 to 27 degrees Celsius. For reference, the room temperature in Celsius is 21 degrees Celsius. And that is about 70 degrees Fahrenheit. So about 21 is about the place where, well, the people will be most comfortable. But I don't really like these really cold places, but I guess still have to do. So I'm just going to stay over at this temperate forest right here. It is a flatland area, and the temperature ranges from -1, which is kind of just below freezing, to 30, which is really hot. No, that's not what I need. The terrain. So right here, over here, it'll show you just different types. Moving difficulty 1. Pretty much says how. So when we're gonna have our people moving around, just tells you how hard it is for them to go through this area. For terrain, flat, of course. There are no hills or all that. Stone types, limestone and marble. There are gonna be a lot of rocky areas that we can mine and make bricks out of. And elevation, 30 meters. So this says, well, elevation. If you don't know what elevation is, go back to science class. And finally, the most important thing we will probably need, growing period. So this says 40 to 60 days. Now the months in RimWorld are a bit different. Each month is just one season. There are 4 seasons that last about 15 days. You have April, May, Jugust, September, and I forgot the other one. We'll find out later. Average disease frequency, that's 1.2 per year. That just says that you're kind of likely to get diseases every now and then, but not too bad. Then time zone, -3. I don't know where the basic time zone is on this map, but it's pretty much a time, because when we're moving around, times are going to be different. So, I'm going to click next. 1 second, I'm about to sneeze. Okay. Alright, so next we're going to choose our colonists. Generally want to have a good layout of stats. Set day 5. Dang it, not again. Yeah, you pretty much just want them to vibe together. So you have a combination of things you want to have. Their backstory, it'll tell you what skills they're pretty good at and not good at, and capable of. There are certain things that your colonists will need to do. And then you have traits, which are pretty much kind of like stats, but differently. So I want to have a bit of a colonist for everybody to be able to hang out in the sunlight every day, all day. So with him, I don't like what he has right now. Because, for one, he has the ugly trait, which pretty much means that when people talk to him, they're really not going to like him. And he has Undergrounder, which isn't that bad, but the ugly is what really puts it off a lot. Next we have Sawyer, the shopkeeper. Sawyer, well, let me go back real quick. This is, yeah, Sama, and his stats are, I guess, kind of decent, but it's really not good, that much good for me. Next we have Sawyer. She is a shopkeeper. She is incapable of nothing, but one of the traits I don't like is chemical interest. That pretty much means that at random times she'll decide to start taking a whole bunch of drugs. Yes, by the way, you can make drugs here. And the other one is ascetic. I don't know how to spell that. Pretty much it means that she doesn't really need to eat regular meals. She can just eat raw food straight out the animal. And that's pretty good. Now, unlike this last one with ugly, even though I don't like chemical interest, it's pretty easy to stay away from it. Because all you have to do is not have a lot of drugs around. Just don't have the dangerous ones around. If we find some later, I'll talk to you about those. So she'll stay, which we'll bring him out later. And now we have Dapo. Dapo is, well, she's a machine collector, it says. And here's the issue I have. Well, there's a bit of an issue. She has the trait Pyromaniac, which pretty much means that when her mood is down or at random times, she'll just start setting random things on fire. Now, in most cases, this would be, I wouldn't like it. However, she has the Optimist trait, which pretty much means that even if she starts getting down, she has a bit of a mood booster. Along with that, she has really good intellectual and crafting skills, which I'll explain later, so she'll stay. Another thing I'd like to note is that she has a relationship with Sama once again. Just think about it, she's so ugly, but still. But at least she's got a +10 to it, but I don't know how everybody else would react. Let's keep going through. Here we have Jacob Fridholm, or just Fridholm, and let's see here, he has the traits Undergrounder and Chemical Fascination again. Like I said before, that's just drugs again. And the issue that's really easy to get addicted to them. But unlike Sawyer, who has some pretty good stuff in mining and just learning stuff, he really doesn't have much. So I'm gonna stay away from that one. Next we have Benway. Now, there are a few issues I have. Yes, he is kind, which means that everybody's gonna like him. But one of the issues is that he is a body purist, which pretty much means that he doesn't want to have his body changed, which is gonna be really important in selling prosthetics and bionic stuff. Because there's some times where the colonists just get really hurt, and the only way to be able to keep them back up is to add prosthetic or something. Along with this body purist issue, is his health. He has a scratch scar that's gonna cause pain, and the only way you can really get rid of that is with certain items. Along with that, he has the artery blockage from his heart, which will make it so that his heart's gonna mess up every now and then. Then he has a scar on his right hand, which is also gonna make him less efficient. Now, like I said, under normal circumstances, I could just replace these as soon as possible, but he's a body purist. So if I were to give him any kind of prosthetic, even a robotic heart, he would just get really, really sad. So I'm gonna stay away from him. Next we have Nina. She is incapable of dumb labor. This is pretty much just moving stuff around. Chemical fascination again. And she also has a bracelet, which means that people aren't gonna like her like that. And she has the scar that's gonna make it hurt. So I'm gonna pass up on her. But oh, okay. So this is a bit of a weird thing. So she has really good stats, Isabel here. She's intellectual, medical, she's gonna be a great doctor, and plants and cooking. But on one hand, she has cataracts, which do kind of hurt. I can replace those later. But the thing I'm looking at mostly is misandrous. Pretty much, she's not gonna like any of the men. And this can be interesting. So I'll come back to her. Let's see what Connor has to have. Okay. He's jealous, which means that he's gotta have a better bedroom and living quarters than everybody else. He's incapable of intellectual. What else? Oh yeah, he's a brawler, which means he's not really physical, but I don't like that. And along with that, he's got a drug addiction. So I'm gonna stay away from him. So it's decided that I'm gonna have here. Wait, I just realized. Oh, that's gonna suck too. So for those people who are trying to figure out, hey, what's wrong? Nobody has a good shooting skill, which means we don't have any good hunters. If I go through this line over here, nobody has a good shooting skill. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move this around. And one thing in the top right corner, if you don't like any stats of one of your colonists here, future colonists, you can press the randomize button. Now here's a new person, Sky, incapable of intellectual or artistic. Along with that, even though she has steadfast and psychically dull, which are pretty good, she's sickly, which means she's gonna get sick a lot. But we already have somebody go with intellectual stuff, and she's pretty good in medicine, so this is pretty good. She's gonna be a good miner. So yeah, we've got our lineup. We've got Sawyer, Isabel, and Sky. So without further ado, let's do this. Oh yeah, and also, if this polish is killing you, put I hate pollen in the chat, in the comments. Generating. Okay, so we're here now. One thing I'm gonna do real quick, I'm gonna make this music a bit lower. Okay, here we go. Alright, these are our colonists. Introducing Sawyer, Sky, and Isabel. Along with that, they also give us a bit of a pet. So we have Pirate, the Yorkshire Terrier. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open up her training log. And as you can see, there are only two things. There's tameness, which means she'll do stuff for us, and obedience, which means she'll follow around her master, who is Sawyer in this case. We're going to give her release, which pretty much says that when Sawyer is drafted or ready for combat, Pirate will be able to join as well. So what I'm going to do here is you can see all the items over here of X's. I'm just going to go through all of them real quick. So here we have some wood. Pretty good for building houses and all that. We have silver, which is pretty much the money of this area. And fun fact, if you double click an item, it'll pop up all the identical items in the area that you can see on your screen. So I'm going to press this F button as I did with the wood, which is allowed, which pretty much says that the colonists can mess around with it. Here's a helmet, which is good for military stuff. Components, which is going to help us build other stuff such as heaters and coolers to make sure we don't mess up anything. We've got a knife here, plasteel knife. A flak vest, which is pretty much bulletproof vest and armor. We have some medicine, which is going to be good if somebody gets sick. We have a revolver. And we also have packaged survival meals, which are going to last us long enough to be able to get everything ready. Along with that, we have our bolt action rifle. We have some flak pants, which is pretty much like the flak vest, except it's pants. A bit more medicine. And down here, we have steel. This steel is going to help us with a lot of stuff, so we're going to allow this too. You know what I'm going to do? It's fun. Like I said, you can double click and find stuff. I'm going to click this. And I'm going to double click out of here. And there's 876 steel just laying around the map. So I'm going to allow all of it. But now that we've done that, there's an issue. Just because we had that doesn't mean the colonists are going to do anything with it. Ooh, ship chunk. This is part of our ship that crashed. So we're just going to deconstruct this too. So we have that. So we're going to need to... So like I was saying... Ooh, more wood. So like I was saying, just because we have it doesn't mean the colonists are going to do anything with it. The first thing we want to do is we want to make sure we have a stockpile zone. In this stockpile zone, our colonists will put stuff in it, just like that. But along with that, we need to do something. We need to make sure that we have our priorities for work already. So right now we are not in manual priorities, means all we have to do is do a check mark, and it will do it. But if we press this right here, manual priorities, we can pretty much say, hey yo, we want you to do this more. So each one has each colonist has a stat for each pretty much job, and there's the box, pretty much how white or how colored the box is, tell you how good at the stat they are. So for example, Isabel is a really good doctor with a 13 out of 20 skill, and it's a really white box. So because of that, we're going to put her priority to 1, so that when somebody's sick, that's the first thing she'll do. Along with that, she has a really high intellectual skill, so we're going to do 1 for this as well. Like I said, Sky is not able to do intellectual work, so she can't do research. She also can't do art. Next thing we're going to do, but speaking of Sky, she's a good hunter, so we're going to give her a 1. She's also a decent doctor too, so she'll have a 1 there too. Important thing I forgot to do. Everybody's going to have firefighting on. Pretty much says that when there's a fire in the home area, they're going to go straight to it and try to put it out. Patient pretty much says that when they're sick, they're actually going to go stay in bed, along with bed rest for the same reason. And basic pretty much means if a switch needs to be flipped, they'll flip it. We're going to give Sawyer the shopkeep warden, which pretty much is when we have prisoners later on. And along with Handle, because she's the animal person. We're going to have Isabel also be a cook. And while these two aren't really good with it, we're going to give them a 4 so that they will do it when the need comes up. Along with that, what else do we have? We're also going to have them always cleaning. We're going to give them really high priorities for cleaning. Isabel again. We're going to give Isabel plant cut and grow, so she'll be our farmer. We're going to give Sky the enforcer to be our miner and our constructor. So yeah, looks like this is pretty good. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to want to choose a good spot. I'm thinking somewhere over here. So I almost forgot to say. This is the menu right here. The architect menu will pretty much allow you to build all the stuff you need to do. So right now we need to go into the structure menu, and we're going to build some walls. No Trump though. And we're going to build a nice little barrack for everybody. Everybody's going to sleep here up until we have enough time to actually do more stuff. So we have this wall here, and we're going to also need a really cozy door right here. So, without further ado, now we're going to unpause now, and we're going to do it. Now, in most cases, you can play like this, but at the same time, I like to press this here, and it'll speed everybody up for a while. And one of the other things I'd like to point out before we do anything else is this right here. Need colonist beds, hunter lacks ranged weapon, and need recreation variety. So, like it says beds, they need beds so they can sleep in an area. We're going to build beds later, but for now we're just going to have sleeping spots in case they don't finish in time. So we go to furniture, and you press sleeping spot. So we just place it. Just place it down. Just like a whole bunch of other city management games. Also down here you'll see a couple things like the times and all that. And these are the 4 seasons I was talking about. April, May, Jugas, September, and December. Pretty much just mix-ups of all the regular month names. So right now we're in the 6th of April, May, which means there are 9 days until Jugas starts. So for now, we're good. Out, it's 14 degrees Celsius right now. Means it's a bit colder than room temperature, but they'll be alright. And it's a clear day. So, who did I put to hunt again? Sky. Real quick, I'm going to have Sky equip this bolt-action rifle, because she's going to be our hunter. Alright, so I'm going to unpause now. And as you can see, Sky is now building. Also, if there's anything you need me to explain later on, just put that in the comments too. Yep, so we have Sky building our little house here. Oh, she just threw up. She just threw up. So here we have pretty much the person menu. It has the logs, pretty much says what they've been doing lately. The gear, which is what they have on, what they're holding. Social, which pretty much about how they talk and interact with other people. Bio, that's the stats that we saw earlier. Needs, that pretty much says how they feel. As you can see, she is sick and she doesn't like the place she's in. And it also shows like how much food they need, if they're tired, their recreation, their comfort, and their overall mood. And last we have health. Oh, crypto sleep sickness. That pretty much means that they were in those pods for a really long time, so they're just feeling ill. But they'll be able to build still. Alright, so you can see Sky's eating, and they're just gonna keep on building for now. Yeah, she's gonna cut this tree down so that they can keep on moving. Okay, it's gone to 21 degrees. Oh, 22 now. It's a bit hot, but not too bad. Okay, she's almost done with that tree. Okay. Hmm. Okay, Scott's gonna finish up. She's building the roof now so that if it rains, it's not gonna get into the house. Okay, she's almost done. Alright, looks dark inside, so we can just put down a little torch lamp for now. Along with that, we're gonna have an animal sleeping spot, so a little pirate over here knows that he can sleep inside. There we go. So it's getting really late now, so we're probably gonna go to sleep soon. As we can see with Isabel over here with her needs, her rest is going down, and theirs is going down some. That means they'll probably go to sleep at around the same time. So because of the way this works, they're really not gonna like sleeping in the same room for the first time. So we're just gonna get a head start, and we're gonna start building the rest of the area now. So while they're sleeping, we're gonna make the plans. When they wake up, they're gonna start on them. That's just kind of how our house is gonna be for now. But yeah, I guess this is a great time to just stop for now. It's the next day, so we'll be able to continue next time. Thanks for watching this first episode of my RimWorld Let's Play. And I hope that you'll watch the next one. Be able to support, like, subscribe, hit the bell, you know all the good stuff. Recommend to a friend. And I hope you all have a good day. See you later.